You've probably been told your whole life that winning a woman's heart is simple: just be a good guy. Be kind, be attentive, show her you care, always be there for her, give her everything without holding anything back. And maybe you've tried exactly that. You've gone out of your way, bent over backwards, made her life easier, sacrificed your own comfort or time just to make her happy. But instead of drawing her closer, you felt her slowly drifting away. She takes longer to reply. She's suddenly busy when you want to spend time together, and somehow, no matter how much effort you put in, the connection feels weaker. That's when the self-doubt sets in. You start asking yourself, am I not enough? Did I do something wrong? You replay every interaction in your head, trying to figure out where it went wrong, blaming yourself for feelings you can't control. Here's the thing most men never hear. It's not about being enough. Being good isn't a guarantee. Kindness alone doesn't create attraction. And giving her your whole life up front often has the opposite effect. It can push her away without you even realizing it. Attraction works on a deeper, less obvious level. It's built on curiosity, intrigue, and respect, not on constant availability or reassurance. The men who consistently attract interest aren't necessarily the ones who bend over backward. They're the ones who are different, who live their own lives fully, who hold their ground and remain steady no matter what. They aren't desperate to be liked, and they don't measure their worth by someone else's attention. Once you understand that the rules are different from what you were taught, it changes everything. You stop trying to chase approval and start becoming someone who naturally draws attention. Someone she can't ignore, someone she wants to pursue because of what you do for her. But because of who you are, most men think that keeping a woman interested is all about constant attention, non-stop conversation, and being available at every moment. They feel like if there's any silence, any pause in the texting, or any gap in communication, they're losing her. So they talk more, message more, overshare, and try to prove themselves in every way possible. They pour out their life stories within days, thinking that showing everything at once will make her care more. But the truth is, silence is not your enemy, it's your secret weapon. Silence creates space. It gives moments weight. It allows her to miss you without you having to manipulate her or play any games. A man who is comfortable with silence shows he isn't desperate for validation. He doesn't feel the need to fill every gap with words or explanations because he knows his life has meaning even without her attention. That's magnetic. It signals confidence, independence, and self-sufficiency, which are far more attractive than any display of neediness. The second shift is building a life she actually wants to step into. Too many men orbit around a woman's life. They adjust to her schedule, her plans, her moods, even her expectations, hoping that constant presence will create attraction. But real attraction is built the other way around. It's built by creating a world of your own, one filled with purpose, passion, and goals. A man with his own vision doesn't wait for her to make space for him. He already has a life that's full and meaningful. When she steps into it, she's joining something rare and compelling, not just adding herself to an empty calendar. You don't shut her out, but you also don't make her your entire world. You're living fully, not for her, but for yourself. That creates a pull far stronger than any attempt to chase, please, or impress. It's not about being distant or cold. It's about having a life that's already magnetic on its own. When she sees that, she doesn't have to work to catch your attention. She wants to be part of the life you're building. That curiosity and desire to be part of your world is what real attraction looks like. One of the biggest mistakes men make is giving everything too quickly. They hand over their time, attention, and vulnerability as if doing so will guarantee her interest. While openness is powerful, giving it all at once often has the opposite effect. It makes the connection feel ordinary, predictable, and easy. Attraction thrives on a sense of discovery, on the feeling that every new layer of someone is earned, not handed out freely. Let her earn pieces of you naturally over time. It's not as a game, not as manipulation, but as a natural process of trust and connection. Think about it like this. You wouldn't hand a stranger the keys to your house on day one, right? The same applies to your emotional world. Each piece of you that she unlocks should feel meaningful, intentional, and valued. When she works for it, when she earns a deeper look into who you are, the investment on her side grows, and attraction becomes inevitable. Another crucial element is living in a way that sparks curiosity. You don't have to create fake excitement or put on a show, but your life should be full enough that she can't predict your every move. If every day is the same, if she always knows when you'll text, what you'll say, and how you'll act, the mystery disappears and so does the emotional pull. Real magnetism comes from unpredictability rooted in genuine growth and passion. Pursue hobbies that challenge you. Explore interests she may not see. Learn something new just because it excites you. When you live fully and authentically, your life naturally generates questions in her mind. What's he up to right now? Where is he going? What's next for him? A curiosity is the heartbeat of attraction. When you combine letting her earn deeper parts of you with living unpredictably, you create a rhythm that keeps her emotionally engaged. She doesn't feel entitled to your attention or your vulnerability. Instead, she feels drawn to discover more, to invest more, to experience the richness of being with a man whose life is already full, layered, and alive. This approach flips the traditional script. She's not just observing you, she's participating in a journey of discovery. And that makes her want to stay close. Asterisk, every woman, consciously or not, will test a man. She might tease you, challenge you, push boundaries, or watch to see how you react in moments of tension. It's not about trying to break you or make you fail. It's about seeing if you're solid, if you have a center, if you're the kind of man who can remain steady when things get uncomfortable. Most men fail these tests because they panic, overreact, or compromise themselves to keep the peace. They bend over backward to avoid conflict or discomfort, thinking that this will make her like them more. But the truth is the opposite. A man who holds his frame in these moments shows strength, confidence, and stability. He doesn't need her approval to feel secure, and that steadiness is rare. When she sees that, something shifts. She stops testing, because she respects the ground you stand on. That respect is the foundation for deeper attraction. Another part of this chapter is learning to stay unavailable for drama. Many men get pulled into endless emotional cycles, arguments that go nowhere, overanalyzing every word, revisiting old issues repeatedly. They believe that being supportive means being available for every emotional storm, but this only drains them and diminishes their value. A man who protects his peace is magnetic. He makes it clear that his time and energy are precious, and that he won't be dragged into chaos without reason. By doing this, he sets the tone for the type of connection. He wants meaningful, grounded, and calm. She begins to recognize that being part of your world requires her to rise to a higher standard. It's not about controlling her or avoiding vulnerability. It's about showing that your energy is reserved for substance, not constant turmoil. When you combine holding your frame with avoiding unnecessary drama, you create a presence that is steady, unshakable, and attractive. She begins to see you as someone who isn't reactive or needy, someone who has the inner strength to handle challenges calmly. That reliability and self-possession naturally draw her in, deepen her respect, and make her want to invest more in you emotionally. This is how attraction solidifies without manipulation. It comes from genuine strength and the ability to maintain your center, no matter what. Asterisk, the final element of lasting attraction is constant forward motion. The most magnetic men aren't simply confident, they are actively growing, learning, building, and exploring. Stagnation kills attraction because it signals that you've stopped evolving, that life has become predictable and unchallenging. A man who is moving forward, however, creates a sense of anticipation and excitement. She isn't just with who you are right now, she's interested in who you're becoming. That ongoing growth keeps her curious, engaged, and emotionally invested in the journey, not just the present moment. This isn't about self-improvement for her. Approval, it's about leveling up for yourself, your goals, and your sense of purpose. That energy naturally attracts because passion and ambition are inherently magnetic. When you combine forward momentum with the other principles, letting her earn pieces of you, living unpredictably, holding your frame, avoiding drama. You create a complete package. She doesn't feel the need to chase or manipulate. Instead, she is drawn in by the life you're building and the man you are becoming. Curiosity, respect, and desire thrive in this space. You stop being the one who constantly seeks validation or approval, and you start being the man whose presence she wants to be part of. Your independence, depth, and steady growth make her realize that being with you isn't about filling gaps or fixing problems. It's about joining something meaningful, exciting, and rare. Ultimately, attraction isn't about pressuring her or trying to control her feelings. It's about creating a life and a presence so compelling that she naturally wants to stay close. By living with purpose, maintaining boundaries, and cultivating depth, you ensure that her interest isn't temporary or dependent on your efforts alone. She doesn't just see you, she sees a man who is complete on his own. Someone whose life she wants to step into, explore, and invest in. That is the kind of attraction that lasts. Because it isn't built on desperation or need, it's built on respect, curiosity, and the undeniable pull of a man who is continuously evolving and fully himself.